This podcast brought to you by Ring. With Ring cameras, you can check on your pets from anywhere, right from your phone. That means it's easy to catch them in the act.
Izzy, put that down.
Keep them company.
Aw, I'll be home soon.
And show them some love.
Such a good girl.
Make sure they're okay while you're away with Ring. Learn more at ring.com/pets. That's ring.com/pets.
This episode is brought to you by Experian. Are you paying for subscriptions you don't use, but can't find the time or energy to cancel them? Experian could cancel unwanted subscriptions for you, saving you an average of $270 per year, and plenty of time. Download the Experian app. Results will vary. Not all subscriptions are eligible. Savings are not guaranteed. Paid membership with connected payment account required.
Oh, so cute. Wait, this is a what? A Shih Tzu and a Chihuahua?
Yeah.
How do you know? Where'd you get it?
I bought it from a friend. She breeds those same dogs all the time.
Shih Tzu and Chihuahua?
Yeah.
It's a she.
These are the plaintiffs, Jamar Price and Dana Camp. Dana says she and one of the defendants worked together, and she got Jamar and the defendant together so they could mate their dogs and have a puppy litter. As payment, both she and Jamar were going to get one of the puppies each, but the defendant reneged on their agreement, and here they are. They're suing for $1,200, the amount they're out because the defendants double-crossed them. These are the defendants, Marlene Correa and Mariah Evans. Marlene says Jamar never stated he wanted a female puppy when they made the deal, and it was only after her dog gave birth that he told her he wanted to mate the female pup with her father. It's her responsibility to protect her dog's litter. She decided she wasn't giving any puppies away, and since she said she was going to give them as a gift, she has the right to take that gift back and owes nothing. She's accused of pooping out on a puppy deal. The defendants who filed a countersuit for $1,000 for pain and suffering.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Jamar Price and Dana Camp, you are suing Marlene Correa and Mariah Evans for $1,200 that you say you are out as a result of them backtracking on a promise to give you the pics of the litter. What happened here?
Marlene and I work in the same department. I'm her supervisor, and she was.
What kind of place is this?
It's a grocery store.
Okay, and you were her supervisor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she was discussing that she wanted to mate her dog. Her dog was in heat, and she wanted to mate her dog to show her girlfriend that she told her to get her fixed, and right now she was in heat, and to teach her a lesson about getting her fixed.
Wait. This is a dog that they co-own?
Yes.
And your employee tells you, you're her supervisor, that I would like to, behind my girlfriend's back, mate my dog. What kind of dog was it?
It was a Shih Tzu and...
Shih Tzu what?
A Chihuahua.
Shih Tzu Chihuahua. Mm-hmm. Is that a thing?
My dog is a mix. She's a Shih Tzu and a poodle.
Your dog is a what?
She's a Shih Tzu and a poodle. She's a Shih-Poo, is what they call it.
Shih-Poo, right? Like it's a thing. Like you know, I got a Labradoodle. Okay, so it's called a what's it called?
A Shih-Poo.
A Shih-Poo. So it's not a Chihuahua.
My dog is the Shih Tzu and a Chihuahua.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. It's a beautiful dog.
What's it called? I don't even want to guess at it. Right. Okay.
I don't know.
Your dog's just a mutt.
Yeah, well, he doesn't look like a mutt, but he's
sure he's adorable. Let me see your dog. Oh, so cute. Wait, this is a what? A Shih Tzu and a Chihuahua?
Yeah.
How do you know? Where'd you get it?
I bought them from a friend. She breeds those same dogs all the time.
Shih Tzu and Chihuahua.
Yeah.
It's a she. Okay. So you talk to him, and then you go back to her the next day, and you tell her what?
No, I took a picture of his dog,
Right.
and I sent it to her, and I asked her, if she was interested. She said yes. And in the messages, I mentioned that all he wants is a dog, a female dog, and I want for my connection between and I want one free. And she says,
Let me see the text.
I have the pictures. Do you want?
No, I want the text where you said that, and she said okay.
Yeah, I have them on picture. You want the phone?
Oh, I want the actual text. I prefer the actual text if you can. All right. So, do you actually end up meeting her and talking to her?
I didn't meet her until the night of.
The night of what?
The night of
the mating?
The dog's mating.
Did it concern you at all that you're dealing with a lunatic who sneaks the dog out behind her girlfriend's back?
I didn't know any of that stuff.
You didn't know it, but you knew it. Why didn't you tell him?
I knew that. I thought they were co-owners, that she was doing that. I've been working with her for over 3 years.
But you knew that she was sneaking around behind the other, let's say it's a co-owner, sneaking around the co-owner's back. You don't think that that's deceitful and that you can't trust this person?
No, because she's also an owner, and I've worked with her. I knew her. I wouldn't think she would have done something like that.
But you knew because she told you she was doing something like that. You knew from the beginning that she was doing something like that.
Yeah, but she was
So you have no scruples about that. There's nothing about that made you go, doesn't seem right. Nothing.
No.
So, Ms. Correa, what are you doing?
What do you mean?
What are you doing? Whose dog is this?
It's my dog.
It's not even your dog?
No, it's not.
So you took a dog that's not yours and mated it?
Yes.
What's wrong with you?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, Shih Tzu and a poodle. That wasn't obscene. Is that a bad crossbreed?
Well, I have a Pomponese, which is a Pomeranian Poodle Maltese, so...
That's kind of close.
Yeah.
Does the dog bite?
No.
Is the dog obedient?
No.
Is the dog smart?
No.
Yeah, see? Do I really have to go any further? Seriously, going inside the courtroom.
When did you tell your girlfriend the horrible deed you had done behind her back?
Like 2 weeks after the dog was due. Like before 2 weeks, like when the dog was due. Like within, yeah.
Wasn't it obvious the dog was pregnant?
Yeah. Oh.
And so did you tell her when she noticed that the dog was pregnant?
Yes, I did tell her that.
You told her the truth? Or you told her the dog got out and got pregnant?
No, I told her the truth.
Okay. You talk to me. When did she finally come clean with what she had done to you?
There's a point in which the dog will spew a pink fluid when it's been, let's say, fertilized.
Okay.
All right. And when she realized that the dog was definitely pregnant, she told me.
Okay.
That.
She told you what? Go ahead.
The dog had gotten out.
That's right. She lied then too.
But then she told the truth.
So you didn't find, nobody has a problem with her? With the deception that's involved there, and then she lies to you and tells you the dog got out. I left the door open, the dog got out. Well, she gets around. And one escape out the door, and
No, we definitely have had problems due to the deception and the dishonesty, but we're trying to move
so now the dogs are born, and there's how many dogs?
6.
Okay. And then you guys go over there and visit the puppies during the weeks before the bad thing happened. Okay. Yes. And you pick out your puppy, correct? And you were supposed to get the pick of the litter.
Yeah.
Right. Only she had the pick of the female litter. You had specified you wanted a female. And then she had already given away, I guess.
One of the females, yes.
The female you wanted. So you were willing to just abide by that and just take the next female that you wanted, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you, by the way, why were you mating a Shih Tzu Chihuahua with a Shih Tzu Poodle? You don't have a problem with that either?
I would not have
Because aside from being deceptive, it's breeding, nobody recognized that. There's no name for that. So it's breeding a mutt. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, like, that, the intelligence part of that didn't bother you either?
Everything about this bothered me.
So tell me when you first realized that not only is she a liar, but then she turns around and tells you no puppy for you. When does that happen?
On January 9th, the day before we were supposed to, she told us we had to wait the 10 weeks to pick up the dogs, and the The day was January 10th would be the 10 weeks. The day before, her and I worked together. I discussed it. I said, yeah, I went out and bought a cage. We have to work the next day, but after that, we'll set up a time to go pick it up. She said that was fine. She left work, and then about an hour later, she sent me a text saying that I wasn't getting the dog, and he wasn't getting the dog that he wanted.
Okay, I need to see all of those texts. Do you have it up? All right, let me hear from you. What's going on?
What exactly do you want to hear from
all
the
of
beginning?
It. I want your defense. Go ahead. What happened here?
Well, it all started with Nala, the dog got to
What's the name of the dog?
Nala.
Nala. Okay, go ahead.
She got into heat, whatever. We got into an argument. I wanted her to spay the dog. She was like, no, I don't want to spay the dog, and this and that and the four. So I came up with an idea to get the dog pregnant. So
and the idea to get the dog pregnant was because you wanted puppies or because you wanted to punish your girlfriend?
I wanted puppies and I wanted to punish her.
Okay, go ahead. Did you keep any of these puppies, by the way?
We have 2 of them.
2 of the puppies plus Nala?
Plus Nala, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
The day of the mating, we did this when my girlfriend was at work, when she was at her 3rd shift. And then the dogs made it, and then that was it.
When the dogs mated, what was the agreement that you made with them about what they would get out of to help you to facilitate? Because they're not in it because you're so cute. They're in it for what they can get out of it. Okay, so what was your agreement with them about what they would get out of it?
Well, for Ms. Dana, I told it was more like a thank you gift. She's like, okay, let's make puppies. I want one. I'm like, okay, yeah, you can have one. I mean, they're mutts. I mean, I'm not gonna know what to do with it. And she's like, oh, he's also gonna want one too. I'm like, sure, let's do this. She never said once.
Okay, but sure, let's do this, and then they do it. Why didn't you go through? What made you change your mind about what you had agreed to do?
Because he wanted the dog to mate with the father of it, and she had a hernia. She was a sick dog.
No, that conversation never happened.
Never happened. And in fact, in the text where you're answering her on why you're not giving him a dog, your answer has nothing to do with anything you just said, because you're probably lying right now under oath again. What your answer is I'm not giving you a dog. Your neighbor can't have that female. And the other female my friend wants. So he can choose a male. That's what you said.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with anything you never said any word that you just uttered in court here at the time to them.
When my text messages to him, I mentioned it. He never denied it.
I want to talk to you. Okay? When did you learn that she had promised a puppy for her and a puppy to him?
I learned it when she told me what she'd done.
Okay.
And I said no, because she cannot make any contract with my possessions. And at that time,
is it your possession or is it both of your possession?
The dog is my possession. I got the dog when I was stationed in North Dakota. Before we ever even got together, I was still married to a different girl. When they did this, I was married to a different girl. She has no right to speak for me.
No. Wow. Why are you with her? What am I not seeing here? Because she seems incredibly deceptive. What am I not seeing?
She's tried to make up for things she's done.
You got it going on. I don't understand this, but it's not my business. So now, here's where we are, okay? First of all, the lawsuit against her is dismissed because she did nothing wrong. She made you no promises, and you can't sue her for something that her girlfriend does behind her back. So you're dismissed out of the lawsuit. Now, your lawsuit against Marlene Correa. You are suing. How do you come up with the figure that you're suing for?
Because where we live, you know.
Because you're suing for what, $800?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sued for the price of the dog and the maximum of 8 puppies per litter at less than $100 per dog.
Yeah, but you're assuming that someone wants to buy a mutt for $100. Like, first of all, and second of all, you can buy your own mutt and then breed it and then not lose the profits because you can sell $100 mutts in fantasy land. All right, and time for work and harassment and accusations, you're not going to get $200 for that. However, I am going to award each of you from Marlene Correa $200. $200 for Jamar and $200 for Dana for having to buy another puppy. There you have it. That's my verdict.
All right, everybody just hold it right there, please. See what the defendants have to say coming out of this courtroom here. $200 each for each puppy, but do you feel bad about what you did?
Yes, I do.
Have you've told her that?
Yes.
How does this, her deceptiveness in this whole situation, how does that affect your relationship?
It definitely is worse for it, but we're trying to work past it.
And at work, you still see the plaintiff, right?
Yes.
What happens then when you see each other?
Nothing. I just keep going on with my life. Whatever. Just walk by her.
You just walk right by her and don't say anything?
Nope, don't say 2 words to her.
All right, head around the corner this way, okay? All right, step on out here. And what about what you got out of this? $200 each for a puppy.
I mean, that's what I wanted for the dog, but it also was for the time and effort I had to get for agreement that we made. If she would have just gave us the dog, we would have still been working fine. There wouldn't have been any problems.
All right, down to the street, Harvey.
Okay, just Kurt, short and sweet. I mean, these deals have to be committed in writing with specific obligations, or else you're asking for trouble. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Stella Danker. She says she moved out of the defendant's dilapidated apartment, which he neglected, and now she's having one heck of a time getting him to return her security deposit. Well, she's not about to let him get away with trying to steal her money, and is suing him here and now for double her damages, which her state allows, so watch out. She's seeking $5,000 today and can't wait to win because she has the law on her side. This is the defendant, John D'Arcangelo. He says the plaintiff and her rambunctious son basically trashed his once beautiful apartment, and his costs to fix the place far exceed the plaintiff's security. The plaintiff has opened a can of worms by filing this frivolous lawsuit, and she's going to be the sad one when she walks out of here because the judge is going to rule in his favor. He's accused of lackadaisical landlording. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $5,000 for damages in the apartment.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant's a slumlord who won't return her security, but the defendant says the plaintiff and her son are trashed the joint. It's the case of my tenant is trashing.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Stella Danker?
Yes.
You are suing John D'Arcangelo for your landlord for $5,000. According to you, the amount you're suing for, because you're suing for double damages, is in excess of the $5,000. You have a security deposit of $3,400, and you're suing for double that because, according to you, it's been wrongfully withheld. So, since your statutory max in Connecticut is $5,000, that's what you're suing for. Now, where is this place?
In Mamaroneck.
Wait, that's in New York, right?
Yes.
That's where the apartment is?
Yes.
That's correct.
Or is there some mistake because you filed in Connecticut?
Because I was told that I could file in Connecticut if the landlord lives in Connecticut and does business in Connecticut.
He has to do this business in Connecticut. Like the business you're involved in, the place that you're involved in has. You sued in Connecticut because Connecticut has double damages and New York doesn't?
No, I just checked that. No, not because of that.
Why did you sue in Connecticut instead of New York?
Because I live here now. And he lived. There was no reason I chose Connecticut. It's just.
And yet Connecticut has double damages and New York doesn't, right?
I'm unaware of that.
Actually,
all I know is that.
I'm making y'all aware of it.
Okay, so I was not aware of that either.
So right now, everything just went down to $3,400. So let me just tell you that. The lawsuit is only $3,400 because she can't sue for double in New York. All right, so let's talk. You live there, you decide to leave, you think you're getting your security deposit back. Do you try to schedule a walkthrough?
Yes, I did.
And did he agree to one or no?
He didn't even respond to me.
Okay.
I sent him, so I gave 2 months notice, so he was aware.
And your security deposit was $1,700?
Yes, 1 month, and another month for the cat.
For the cat?
Yes.
All right, so another $1,700.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the cat didn't do any of the damage, right? You think the son did.
Right.
So the cat behaved well.
I think so.
Okay. All right, so you move out, you receive nothing from your security deposit of $3,400, and do you talk to him, and does he say, I'm keeping it because you damaged the place?
No, he didn't say that. That's the point. No communication. How do you resolve things when a man doesn't speak to you? Right? I reached out to him twice. First at the end of August before I moved out, and the subject line on that email was, security deposit and cat deposit. When do we meet to do these?
And no response.
No response. At the end of September, I sent another text and I said, please will you tell me what it is you need for me to do for you to return my deposit?
And what did he say?
He says, I said, the door has been fixed And the hole in the bathroom, kitchen, it's not my responsibility. You know, water drained from the pipe upstairs. I have photos of that. You know, this whole blister just fell through, and the building people know that. So I said, and then he said this, that is the least of my concerns. He says there is that $500 cost of $500 to the door that he wants back that I fixed, and there is hinges. He says it's another $500. So I said, well, please at least return the $1,700 CAT deposit for the CAT damage. And then basically he doesn't reply or communicate.
So then you have to go to court and sue.
Yes, and this is like, so 5.5 months after I leave, this is the first time I see a list of these damages.
Okay, let me see the list that you got 5.5 months later.
Okay.
All right, the first time you walk in there after she moves out, what do you see?
I see the cabinets in the kitchen are damaged.
How so?
They're water damaged.
How are they water damaged?
The veneer is coming off of them.
Right. Do you have a picture?
Yes. Here's before and after pictures.
Great. Let me just, before I even see it, let me make a prediction. Are the before pictures from 20 feet away? Are the after pictures from 20 inches away? Yes or no? Just answer me.
Yes.
Right, that's how it works. And I understand, because you're taking the before pictures, you're advertising. That's good for you, but for evidence, what you need to do as a landlord is the before pictures really close. You know what I'm saying?
I have learned that lesson.
And in any event, let's also talk about the kind of damage we're talking about and whether that's something that tenants have to pay or landlords have to pay. Wow, that looks terrible. You need to paint the place now after. How did it even get this bad? What is all that damage from?
Oh, that's by the front door. This is where my son has a skateboard.
And he has to hit the wall every single time anyway?
It's marked. It's not damaged. I could have painted that.
Well, you could have, but you didn't, did you?
No, I asked him, which is why
you have to ask him. Just do it. It's disgusting. You know that you've left somebody with a bunch of, come on. And what happened? What did he do? But how about here? That's not where the skateboard
I don't know what that is, yeah.
Oh. God, the baseboards are, how did the baseboards even get that dirty? I mean, does nobody cleans a baseboard in your home? These are so embarrassing.
I paid
Who are you paying to clean? I mean, look.
I know. I paid her to clean this
do I need to show this to you, or you know how you lived? Do you know how?
He sent me the photographs.
What on earth is this?
That's the strike for the door.
The strike for the door.
Kicked in.
This is which door? Did the door get kicked in?
No.
What is that?
The door didn't get kicked in?
No.
Is this the same door?
I don't know. What door is this? Is this the
back
bedroom door or the bathroom door?
The bedroom door.
Okay.
The bedroom door of whom? Her son?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have to kick in the door? Or did
I
he
didn't know
kick in
that
the
was
door?
how the hinge looked, because we fixed the door.
Who fixed that door, supposedly?
Okay. My boyfriend, Jonathan.
Okay, come on up, boyfriend. Is that how it looked?
And my ex-husband, and I have a no choice letter.
Your boyfriend? You have your boyfriend and your ex-husband here?
Yes. No, he's not here. But I had arranged for my boyfriend and my ex-boyfriend.
I want what you got, girl. If you can bring both your boyfriend and your ex-husband in to testify on your behalf.
She did bring us in together to collaborate to try to fix,
that's just
fix
fabulous.
this door.
Yeah.
And all of the door jam was
Can you answer my question? Did you leave the door jam like that? Yes or no?
I don't recall it looking this bad. No.
That's not a good answer. All right. My question to you then is, how did it get that bad? Because he didn't hand it to you that way. So what happened with that door? Did somebody kick it in?
No, I can tell you what it was like.
It's all right. I have teenagers.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened.
Okay. First, when I moved in, all right, it was a
There's
poor
no door kicking in
quality,
my house, just to be very clear. Yeah.
water compromised kitchen cabinet and floors that were
Folks,
warped.
I have
the
a
whole
specific.
building was old.
No. Let me tell you who drives the train here.
Right.
Me. I asked a question. I want an answer to exactly what I asked. I don't want to ask a question and then have people talk to me about kitchen cabinets. I am asking about this door. What happened to it? Because that is clearly some damage. And your boyfriend's answer is, I don't recall it looking that bad. You would recall if you left it pristine. So now I need an honest answer, because if I can't trust you on this, I can't trust you on kitchen cabinets. You got me? So now listen to my question. Why does this look like this?
My son had spent a night there when I wasn't there. And then when I went the next day, I saw this.
Is that so hard? And a little honesty, is that so hard?
I don't know what happened.
Well, I know you don't know what happened, but you know your son kicked the door in. Gotcha. Now, you are showing me pictures of kitchen cabinets that are kind of rotted from water damage, because they're not the best quality either, right? And these same pictures show rot here, which is where the sink is, right? And this is right under the sink, right?
Right, there's other ones that I have that also show the bottom.
This is a chip on the Formica.
That's a gouge of some sort.
Right. How did that happen?
My son told me that a glass fell down from the cabinet above.
Except for that, I don't know. It's right on the edge, so it looks like maybe the skateboard or something else, because a glass falling from the cabinet is going to break the glass, no matter how cheap this is. It's not going to cause a gouge like that. That's something coming against it with some serious force. Did you leave your stove like that?
I didn't think I did, because as I said to you,
people need to open their eyes and realize how they're leaving door jams.
I had the cleaner there. I paid her.
What is this?
And she said she cleaned it. And I know I discussed doing that.
What's this? You don't know?
Those are stains in her son's bedroom.
Do you know what those are?
Yeah.
What is it?
Spray paint.
Really? Why is he spray painting on the wood floors? I realize the wood floors aren't like pristine, but still.
No, he wasn't spray painting on the wood. He was spray painting something else, and he put some covering, but, you know.
Soaked through the covering?
Went over, yeah.
I mean, why would you expect double your security deposit with the stuff I'm showing you?
I expect him to come and we could discuss it. I expected to, I wanted to talk to him and discuss things, walk through the place, And if I needed to fix it, I would do it.
Picture of paint blistering because there was water damage. Is this in a unit above you that you don't own, right?
Yeah.
Is that right? Oh, good God above.
So.
That's above your shower?
So, yeah.
Had you ever alerted him? Because he doesn't know unless you tell him. Were you telling him?
Yes.
Was she telling you, take a look, this is happening, you got to do something?
The building told me about it.
Right. Well, she told the building. They're not taking a shower with her. All right, so what's the deal? What was going on there?
There was a leak from above.
Coming from where?
The apartment above.
Okay, how are you going to prove to me that something she did caused the water damage that you are showing me to justify the huge amounts you want to keep, such as the water damage to... This is a picture, actually, taken, that's sent to you, and it's January 13th, so it's many years before she's moving out, where the thing is over. This is the sinkware in the kitchen?
Yes.
Where the sink is starting to separate. And
That's not the sink, that's the backsplash.
The backsplash, but in any event, that shows that it's not tenant-driven. So what evidence do you have that it's tenant-driven, that this kind of thing would be happening? When I see evidence of this enormous blister with clearly there are problems with the pipes in the place, that it wouldn't be tenant-driven, so she wouldn't be responsible for it.
I wasn't there each day, so I don't know.
So do tenants typically abuse the apartments they rent?
I think it depends where it is. Like, if you're in a college town, they're going to destroy it probably.
For sure there.
That's going to be fun.
But what about, like, ordinarily? Do they typically abuse it?
I feel like they take advantage because it's not theirs.
It's not theirs. Yep. Okay, fair enough.
Not if you paid a large deposit. I think if you really want your money back, you might actually be more respectful of it.
Very good point. Very good point. Going inside the courtroom.
See, the plaintiff has a burden of proving their case, okay? But you have the burden of proving the counterclaim. You have to be able to prove by a preponderance of the evidence that it happened the way you're saying, and because only if you do that can you keep any money for it. Otherwise, then it's a building problem and take it up with the building or the landlord upstairs. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. How did this happen? Tile cracking.
I don't know. Okay. I have to say that.
So, the place needed to be cleaned better. The place has some damage to the door jambs. The place has some damage to the tile that, these are things that are kind of tenant driven. They're your responsibility, and unless you can prove that that's how it was handed to you, which doesn't appear to be the case from the pictures he's showing me. And the place has problems with the gouge in the counter of the kitchen. The place has lots of problems with your son's skateboard, which is probably the gouge, but I don't know. There's clearly, no, we're done. What part is this, Douglas?
Time to rule.
Time to rule?
Time to rule.
I'm taking a look at that. I'm weighing what I think that it should cost based on what's in front of me. I'm taking a look at a lot of things which I wholeheartedly agree with you are not things that should be your fault with pipe damage in the building. I get it, okay? And what my ruling is that I am going to allow the defendant to keep of the $3,400 security deposit, half of the security deposit, and I'm going to order him to return the other half, $1,700 verdict for the plaintiff. net judgment. That takes care of the counterclaim.
All right, so on the offset, the plaintiff does get to keep $1,700. Stand right here. Tell me what's your reaction to this outcome and what she gets, what you got to keep.
When the tenant first moved in, she sent me a list of what was wrong. None of the things that were on that list had existed.
You're going to take better video when tenants move in next time, and when they move out, better close-up video in and out? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. If you learned that, it was worth it. And the same thing for you. You didn't get everything you sued for.
No, I did not. I'll just say one thing well, maybe not one thing, but it says in the refund of deposit in the lease that all deposit has to be returned after 2 weeks or else a list of damages given. The guy has not said anything, like silence, you know what I mean? Right? I have to put a claim in, and I asked him 2 times, right? Like, talk to me. And, he didn't reply.
Harvey? Okay, Kurt, I mean, here's the thing. Tenants are not responsible for normal wear and tear. If you have a carpet and you've had the apartment for like 9 years, you're not going to be responsible if it's threadbare. And also, if a landlord has something like pipes that go throughout the building and there's a problem with the pipes, unless the tenant did it and you can prove it, it is the landlord's responsibility. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Marie Marcelino. She says she bought her son a hoverboard from the defendant's store, and he told her he could bring it back if her son didn't like the color. Turns out in Massachusetts, the state in which they live, you have to be 16 years old to ride a hoverboard, and her son's only 12. The defendant knew this was a present for a 12-year-old. He now refuses to give her money back. That's why she's here suing him for the $450 she's owed. This is the defendant, Louis Andrade. He says the plaintiff saw a news report saying you have to be 16 to ride a hoverboard in New York, but they live in Massachusetts, and there's no such law. It clearly states on his receipt that he'll only give store credit on a return. Is more than willing to take the hoverboard back and give her a store credit, but she has decided to sue, and here they are. He's accused of not following the law.
Both parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff bought her son a hoverboard, and the defendant won't return the money even though the kid didn't like the color. Now, the defendant is saying it doesn't matter the kid is 12. That's irrelevant. A deal is a deal. It's the case of don't hover over me.
Marie Marcelino?
Yes.
You are suing Iceltronics Incorporated, represented here by Mr. Andrade?
That's correct.
Okay. For $450, the cost that you paid for a hoverboard that you purchased for Christmas for your 11-year-old son?
Yes.
Okay. What happened?
Yes, on 2 days before Christmas, I went to a store, and I told him about the hoverboard that I want to get for my son. And because he's only 11 years old, I was like, maybe I don't know if he will like the color or, anything, kids. So he said, actually, it wasn't him, it was the other guy. The other guy, his name is Antonio. He said, don't worry about it. Anything happen, anything, just bring it back. My name is Antonio. You have 2 weeks to bring it back. Of course, I didn't look at the receipt if there was no refund on the receipt. So 2 days after Christmas, and it was all over the news. And
where do you live?
Brockton, Massachusetts.
Okay, where's the store?
In Brockton.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it was all over the news. My son saw it first. He's like, Mommy, we have bad news. It's illegal after January 1st. You have to be 16 years old to ride it. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have to return it then. So I went 2 days.
Okay, hold on. But you don't get your law from your 11-year-old. Where did you read or see this anywhere? Because
he showed to me, and then I
showed
saw.
What to you?
On
Do you have
Facebook.
It?
No, he had it on Facebook.
Okay. All right, and according to you, it's illegal to own a hoverboard?
You have to be 16 years old to
own it?
Yes.
Incorrect. The only thing that the government does is they regulate, some towns regulate whether or not you can be on a public road on them. Okay, not whether you can own them or whether you can be on them on your own property or be on them on private property. It's whether or not you can be on the road on them. So, but what ends up happening? You read or see what you see, and then what do?
Well, I just went back to him on Tuesday. I went back to him and I said, oh, I have bad news, I have to return the hoverboard. And he's like, oh, no problem. The only thing you're gonna get a store credit. And I said, okay, it was for my son's Christmas present. This is a cell phone company. So what am I gonna get for $450? Come on now. And he said, oh, there's nothing I can do about it. And I was like, but we didn't talk about this.
Well, what's on the receipt? Do you have a receipt?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Are you the person who dealt with her, or is your partner the person?
No, I own the store.
Yes, but did you deal with her?
I remember her coming into the store. My employee that she's having a conversation about is actually outside the country visiting family. Okay. So I'm here actually representing the business.
All right. Are people allowed to return for full refunds?
Exchanges only.
Okay. No returns on accessories, 14-day exchange or store credit on phones. Are you a cell phone company? How come you're selling hoverboards?
We're an electronics store. We sell phones, we sell computers, we do repairs. Okay. And obviously, I opened the business 8 years ago. At the time, hoverboards didn't exist. So this is obviously a fairly new product.
Perhaps
well, yeah, they did,
not in your store, but in my head.
Yeah, and they weren't mass produced and sold at less than $1,000 at the time. So it's a fairly new product, especially for us, that we do sell. But she was explaining that she can exchange it, and there is a manufacturer's warranty that's out of store.
No, when I spoke to Antonio, he said to me, anything that you don't want the hoverboard, bring it back to me, and I will give you your refund.
Okay, I'm going to read to you from your complaint.
Yes.
Okay. In your complaint, you say, I wasn't sure what color hoverboard to purchase, but the salesperson that helped me said if my son didn't like the color, I could return it with no problem. Okay? That's talking about exchanging. Exchanging is okay. That's why he told you that.
No.
Okay, so if she's not satisfied, but there's a no refund policy in the store, and she says, I just don't want a hoverboard anymore, if it says no refunds, are there any circumstances under which she can get her money back?
I'm not sure. Maybe she can talk to the manager.
Well, whether she can sweet talk him or not, legally, can she get her money back?
No, policy is policy.
Is that right? That no matter what, if it says no refund, you're stuck?
It's policy. If it says no refund, it's no refund.
You buying that?
Well, there must be something like a law that can help you because you don't want it. And you want your money back?
You want your money back. I want to be 6'2", but that ain't going to happen either, right? Okay, go inside the courtroom.
What evidence do you have? Because your evidence is exactly the contrary. What your evidence says is there are no refunds. There's exchange or store credit. It's exactly what they say they've always said. So somebody telling you if he doesn't like the color, don't worry, you can exchange it, is not inconsistent with that.
It wasn't just the color. I just put the color.
How are you going to prove that? Do your employees tell people, don't worry, we'll give you full refunds?
No.
Did this employee tell her that?
Even if an employee did state that, we have a store policy that's on the wall.
Did this employee state that? I assume you talked to him.
Of course not.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what you want me to do for you. It's unfortunate that you're in this position, but you know that, just so that you're clear, Brockton law does not stop you from first of all, none of this applies to Brockton. Let's just start with that, okay, because I've researched it, okay? I think Boston just enacted, New York just enacted, but what they're talking about in New York City, but what they're talking about is riding it on the public roads. It's not, being able to use it. Your kid can use the hoverboard.
Where is he going to use it if he's not going to be on a public road?
No, he doesn't have to. Listen, you don't have to go from 0 to 100, okay? And the kid's going to be 11 years old on a darn hoverboard. He might not want to be on a public road when he's doing it. Do it in your driveway. Do it on, in the parking lot of a place that's private property that you have authority to be in.
We have places that are designated for it in the city. We have skate parks.
You have places designated in the city.
We have skate parks, actually. Do
the skate parks allow hoverboards that considered a skateboard?
There isn't a policy that doesn't allow hoverboards, so legally they allow hoverboards. So
right now they're allowing hoverboards, but pretty soon it's going to be like the snowboards and the snowboarders and the skiers where you have to have separate but equal, all right?
Pretty much. Yeah. As of now, there's no policy that says that they can't.
Is the hoverboard for that individual sitting right there who's bored stiff? Okay. Good luck on the hoverboard. Wear a helmet, honey. All right? Verdict for the defendant.
Thank you.
Both sides, hold on right there.
Let's see what the plaintiff has to say coming on in here to the hallway after losing this case. What about this whole hoverboard thing?
Well, it was a Christmas gift, you know. Now he's out for $450. You could have bought something else with the $450. I don't think the judge was fair.
Mm-hmm. What's the deal? What's the attraction to the hoverboard? Why do you want one so badly?
Everyone on my street has one.
Right. All right. What are you going to do with
the hoverboard? I don't know what I'm going to do with the hoverboard because not even on a train they won't even allow me to bring it here. So I don't know. I have to see if you
just walk. Okay, head around this way and see the doorman. All right. So step on in here. Put yourself in their shoes.
I have. I mean, I've been in business for about 10 years. So I mean. That store that I own, I used to be a consumer at that store before I purchased that store. So I've been in their shoes. And I even allowed that customer, I gave them the opportunity to take store credit, which I don't. It's exchanges only. So I'm still allowing them to take something that the kid can use. We have iPads, we have computers, we do repairs, there's phones. I mean, I don't know what kid owns a phone that costs less than $450. So there's plenty of phones that...
All right. Well, this is something maybe you might present to them, what you're saying to me.
We've had this conversation multiple times before we had to come here to discuss this in court.
You lost the customer then, you think, huh?
Probably.
Harvey?
Kurt, you know, the defendant doesn't even have to have a no refund sign. Just because she doesn't like the color or her son doesn't, that does not give her the right to return the item. The item is good, it's fit, she's stuck.